This interview was taken with safety precautions before the centre closed to visitors.
So I'm Julie, I'm one of the volunteers for Pawz For Thought at this centre. Pawz For Thought takes in lots of wildlife and domestic animals where they rescue and rehab them.
Are you finding that as a rescue centre you're having a lot more pressure put on you as of recent?
We are, particularly with the cost of living, a lot of people are surrendering pets. We've got all of these cats which have been surrendered. A lot of people don't pay to get them neutered or spayed, so then you get a lot of babies. As you can see, we've got 5-6 babies here which need to be rehomed. COVID, we saw a lot of people surrender their pets because one, it was scaremongering that the cats could spread the virus on, and also just people lost their jobs and they were really scared that they couldn't afford to look after them. Obviously as well, we then had the influx from lockdown pets where people thought it was a good idea to get a lockdown pet while they were at work, off work, and while the kids were in the house. But obviously when they went back to normal life, they just don't want, you know, that responsibility.
Do you find that you have more of like certain types of animals such as cats or dogs?
We've got a lot more cats. We don't really rescue dogs here. We help to get them into rescue, but we don't house the dogs here. We're just simply not big enough. However, we have seen a lot of dogs which have been passed on to us for us to help rehome. Cats, and the main one is rabbits and guinea pigs. I think people just thought it was an easy pet to get. You don't need it to be checked or anything like that to get a pet from a pet shop these days, sadly. And yeah, there's been an influx of that. First lockdown, we had 90 cats surrendered to us from people who had died, sadly, but also from people who couldn't afford to keep them, and other people who were scaremongered by the virus. Right, so this is one of our many hedgehogs in care. At peak we've had over 150 in at one time. Obviously heat waves and climate change is massive for us because all of the animals are dehydrated. There's no food. Obviously everybody's building everywhere using fake grass, fake hedges, fake plants. There's just simply no insects for them to eat. This one's called Dorothy. They're all named because they've all got separate medications, separate foods. So if they're poorly, we know if they're gaining weight, if they're doing okay. Obviously the cost of living means people have less money to donate to charities, which is like a massive detrimental effect to things like to people like us, because we rely on donations like this. We're not given any help from the government or anything like that. We have, like, you know, staff. There's only one member of paid staff which we have, which we can afford. The rest are all completely done by volunteering, and people being so kind and sending us food for the hedgehogs. Our hedgehogs per month cost over £2,000 just to feed, and that's just on food. That's without medications, without any ops, any injuries where they have to get an x-ray, and yeah, it all just adds up.